By the way, for the job application of the J2, your visa sponsor will not have any role in it, okay? So when your partner, when your spouse is already in the US and already have their EAD, they can look for jobs through referrals. They can look for jobs from, postings online like LinkedIn, Indeed, or, really in shops. Usually in shops or, buildings, they usually post like they're hiring now, and they're going to put the phone number or email that you can contact if you are interested to apply. But your J2 will not have anything to do with the visa sponsor when it's time for them to look for a job. So, Maria, your husband being an experienced electrician is a good thing, okay? So my husband, he was never working as an electrician before going to the US. But he got in. So your husband will definitely be able to find a job easily there as an electrician. And electrician, if full-fledged, they can actually earn more than the teacher. Okay, so guys, if your spouse is also a teacher, you can also consider, the two of you applying for J1 visa separately, right? For instance, I worked with two Filipino, they're husband and wife. They're separately J1 visa holders, right? And they were assigned to teach at the same school. That's also the school where I taught for 5 years. So the female teacher, the wife, was teaching science, okay? And then the husband was teaching agriculture. So I worked with them, I had lunch with them. They're now in Arkansas and their visa is now H1B, okay? So you can consider that, because the thing with J2, when they go to the US, they're teachers, right, from your home country. Obviously, they cannot apply as teachers yet if they don't have the EAD and the certification. But if they apply also as J1, you can request to teach in the same school, right? It's okay. Because naturally, the husband and the wife would want to work in the same school, if not in the same district, right? If that's not a thing that you want to consider, teaching exactly in the same school, but you can request to be teaching in the same district. But usually, it's out of practicality. You want to teach in the same school, so there won't be any problem with transportation. You use the same car, you go to school at the same time, go home at the same time, right? So you can do that. So both of you separately holding J1 visa. The good thing about that is as soon as you get to the US, obviously both of you will be able to work as teachers. But if your spouse is also a teacher, goes to the US on J2, they have to apply EAD first and then get certified so they can teach in the US. In Florida, who pay for the teacher's health insurance? The district or the teacher? Okay, the teacher pays for it. Because the rule for J1 visa holder is different, okay? So I think the insurance now for J1 visa holder is $100 a month. For J1 visa, can you go home for a vacation after 1 year or 2 years? Are you allowed to have a vacation here in the Philippines? Yeah. Kara, you can go home anytime you like. Okay, so for instance, it's your first year, right? Suppose you arrived in the US this year, 2022 in September, and it's Christmas break now, right? You can go home to the Philippines, it's fine, but at your own expense, obviously. And then come summertime, if you want to go home again, you may do so. It is fine. Again, it will be at your own expense, but you can do that anytime. You can go out of the United States anytime during breaks. I hope I answered your question, Kara. So for instance, while on J1 visa, so for 3 years, right, your visa is valid. You can go in and out of the United States, doesn't matter where you go. As long as your visa is valid, you can do that. But after your third year, your visa would already have expired. Then you can't go out of the United States anymore. Because if your visa is expired and you went out of the United States, you will have a problem going back. Because you have to get another visa, you have to renew your J-1 visa so you can go back to the US. What if your J-1 visa got denied? Therefore, you can't go back to the US anymore, okay? So that is why usually for those teachers who would like to go back to their home country every vacation, like spring break, winter break, or summer break, they do that for the first 3 years, because on your fourth and fifth year, you can't go home anymore because your visa has already expired. How about motorbike or bicycle? Well, Florida, it doesn't snow there, right? It doesn't snow, but it gets really, really, really cold. Okay, that's why motorcycles, motor, you don't normally see that there being used as, transport to go to and from work. Because when it's winter time, it won't work, okay? It's going to be super cold. That's why you have to have a car. Your kids can ride the bike, right? If you live nearby. Like my friends, their kids are using the bicycle, but it's because they're living in a good community, okay? So the teacher's living in a good community, but her school is in a community that's, not so good. Okay, they're usually in the news for shooting, something like that. After the district interview from a visa sponsor, what will be, so guys, there are at least 2 interviews that you will have, right? The first one will be the interview with the visa sponsor. Okay, so the visa sponsor, that is just to check on your eligibility, if you will have any problems, moving forward with the visa. That's when they will move you to the approved stage. So the other interview in the district, that is for employment already. Okay, that is when if they like you, they can already offer you a job offer. Okay, the one who will inform you of the next step is the visa sponsor, not the district. So if your interview with the district, with the school principal is successful and they're offering you a job there, you will know it through the visa sponsor, not the district, not the school. Okay? And the steps after that will be given by the visa sponsor. So the visa sponsor will tell you, okay, thank you for accepting the job offer, so this is what you should be doing next. Okay, so it's from the visa sponsor.